really quick. So, a daily dose of hope is just that. It is a daily dose of hope to keep everyone on the path, because the energies on our planet are starting to pick up, and they have been picking up, and things are getting very wacky. Um, and they have been wacky for a while, but they're becoming more and more obviously wacky. And so that's kind of what's happening. So I was guided to just come on and give a daily dose of hope to help with that. So a daily dose of hope has three parts. It is channeling, a bit of a talk, and a guided meditation, which is called a pocket of peace. And nice to see you. Nice to meet you all again. So today, what I'd like to talk about a little bit about is just a tiny little bit about the Olympics, about the closing ceremony, because I didn't realize yesterday I was talking about how the energies are at this moment, and how there was this intense fear energy that was for the country that I live in at this moment. I was feeling it, and they've been generating it. And yeah, the reason, of course, is sorry. So there's this fear energy that's in Japan at the moment, because they are predicting this huge earthquake and they never predict. I mean, they say there's a possibility, but they're saying be prepared, be prepared. They're cautioning everyone. They've never gone that far before, because they can't predict. They have no idea. They never do. They only know about 10 seconds before. So anyway, they're trying to ramp up the fear here. And at the moment, we are what we're in called the Obon holiday. Obon is a national holiday here in Japan, and it is the time where people go back to their hometowns, because all of the ancestors come back. And basically, it's the veil between this world and the other is very thin, and so it allows the ancestors and all kinds of crazy stuff to come back, which I didn't realize until now that I can see. Just there's some crazy stuff. But anyway, so that's that, right? So I was feeling this intense fear energy, and it doesn't feel really good. It's like a roller coaster ride. You're about to kind of go down, and it just doesn't feel right. It's kind of a sickly feeling, like, oh, this is not good, So it's that sort of feeling. But then I realized that the Olympics, and then the Olympic closing ceremony, all that building up to that, that big, the Olympics, as probably know, it's just this, it's an ancient ritual that was discontinued for a while. It was according to official history, it had been going on in ancient times, whenever that was, but then it was stopped, and it was restarted again I think it was the late 1800s, but correct me if I'm wrong, but it was started up again. And and it's not a sports event, it's a religious event for this other religion that they're and we can tell from the opening and closing ceremonies what type of religion it is. I mean, it's pretty clear. It's not what we would assume it is. For example, the ancient Greek religion, unless that was what the ancient Greek religion is as well. I don't know for sure. Um, but yeah, but that's what I realized, that they're generating the energy as well, right? And so I wanted to talk about. So the opening ceremony was pretty clear. I think it was pretty obvious, right? You had that the no face man, and then you had the mock of the Last Supper, which everyone was claiming was to be some other really random. What's the word? Very, I don't know. It was some sort of Dutch painter or something like that, and it was a picture of Dionysus, and it's like no one's got that. No one got that, and no one knew that paint. I don't know, unless you're an art historian, no one knew that painting beforehand. Anyway, I don't want to. Yeah, but that's kind of like firebomb territory, but still, it's just, of course, right? I mean, it looks like what it is, and why would they make it look that way? It's too obvious. No one's going to get the reference, right? So anyway, and then they have the blue figure. The blue figure. I always think when I think about blue figures, it's always chaos, right? Chaotic religions. And then so there was this kind of faceless guy that was traveling through all these different places, and I kind of it felt like they were kind of building something up. They're trying to create something. Now, this concept of like the second coming, right? There's two different ways that people are looking at it, right? There's the Christian way and the other way, right? Because it's a yin and yang world, and so that was the kind of take I took, is that that they must be preparing their whatever that is. I'm sorry, I'm being vague about it. I don't want to get too in details with it. Um, but I think you get the idea. It was a ritual, and then the closing ritual, which it was very hard for me to find the actual video. Like I couldn't find it anywhere because they took it down. Um, but from what I saw, it looked like they're creating portals. They're doing all these different portal work, and so that must have been the Lionsgate. So they're working with the Lionsgate energy to bring forth what they would like through the portals, to bring forth this event. So um, talk a lot about how what they do is they use fear, right? They use our fear and our anger to create whatever they'd like to create. So if we're in a sense of fear, a sense of sadness, or a sense of anger, and we're just generating that energy, then they can just scoop that up and then just use it as clay to create whatever they want to create. And so, I realized that this fear thing wasn't just for here in Japan. I mean, I know there are things going on in, for example, England, for example, at the moment, or United Kingdom. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on there, and a lot of chaos energy. And then, for the Olympics as well, they're trying to use this portal. This is the Lionsgate portal, is not just for one day. It's just this whole area around this time. And then it also relates to this Obon season here in Japan, where the veils are thin. And it's also the Hiroshima, Nagasaki, it's all that stuff. And then, so they're just using all that energy to create something because they're desperate. Because they are desperate, because the frequencies are rising, and so as the frequencies are rising, they don't have as much leeway to do what they usually do. And by the frequency rising, that also means our ability to see what's happening. More and more people are able to see, what was happening in the Olympics. Everyone's like, no, come on, that is so obvious. It's so obvious what you're trying to do. And so, and if there would be for example, in the opening part, if they thought there might be that kind of idea, then maybe they might have changed it, but they didn't, because they were trying to do that, and they were trying to create the controversy afterwards, because that's all part of it. All of that fighting, all of that controversy. I think it was things I didn't know anything about art history, and no one knows anything about art history except for the art historians. So we don't have to pretend like we're experts. It's just, it was there to create conflict, and then to use that conflict to create an event. Whatever that event is, I'm not sure. But I think part of my daily doses of hope are sending love and light out into that energy, so that it doesn't, whatever it is that they're trying to create, doesn't become something very big. Maybe it's just like a little, like a little cracker. What do they call them? Those the little fireworks that they use in England for birthdays. Just like, oh, there you go. Happy birthday, celebration, instead of whatever it is they're trying to do, something even bigger. But if we have our eyes on it, and our Christ eyes, right? They talk about that from the Course in Miracles, the Christ eyes. If we're looking from the view of love and neutrality on all of these things, and not trying to judge, and just seeing for everything for what it is, then we're not lending our energy to these things. So we're not giving them the energy they need. They can't do it without us. They need us. That's how powerful we are, right? All of us, every one of us, every one of us. If we can give our power to that, or we can give our power to bringing heaven on earth, or the world that we want to see on earth. And it's up to us, right? But yeah, that shows how much power we have. And as soon as I said that, my video went out. That's interesting. It went out again. Am I back? Yeah. Interesting today. I don't know what's up with the energies today. Um, I'm gonna go into a channeling, and I'm not sure if it'll be cut off from the middle, but if it is, that's what had to happen, and it's fine. The energy's getting out there anyway. So here we go. I'm just gonna channel, and I'd like them to talk a little bit about what was going on in the Olympics and this energy overall. They did talk about it. I mean, and they did explain that they're just trying to create some chaos so that we feel a little bit anger or fear, or that we debate things online and get upset and get all fiery, and then they can just take that energy, right? So just creating like what always happens, that we as humans, we're built on love, but then they throw us into these situations that if no one's going to win, and then they make us duke it out. It's like a Roman Colosseum. It's like no one wins, right? When we fight like that, no one wins. It's all sadness, I mean, because we're all love and we love everyone else, and it's just, and these opinions, like all these opinions that people are getting so upset about, I think in about maybe a year or two, everyone will forget about it, and there'd be no passion there. And so why, there's no need. No need. We're made of love. We're made to love. And it's up to us to start to kind of not get so caught up in all that stuff and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're trying to do. And I'm trying to, we're working on the light side here. We're working on the light side, trying to bring light into that. And that's what we're trying to do. And that's what we can do. I mean, by getting angry, by fighting, we're just losing. We lose. But by bringing the love, by seeing the neutrality in it, and understanding that we have the power to change things, by not giving power to that, by ignoring it, basically. For example, a famous person, if everyone starts ignoring them, they lose all of their power, right? That's how. And so, but we assume that they're so big, they're so high up, they have so much power. They only have as much power as we give them. And that is the case. And so if we see all of these things and we say, no, I disagree, I don't like that, I don't want to follow, I don't see the world in that way. I don't see, what is it called, the NWO. I don't see it that way. The world I see everyone just enjoying themselves and living life to the fullest, and living their dreams out, and just having as much fun as possible down here, because that's what we're here to do, to learn and grow and love. And so anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now. And I didn't even realize I was going to get on a soapbox, but yeah, anyway. They don't even sell soapboxes anymore. So I'm going to go into a channeling now. Here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Sanatkumara, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here. And what we'd like to bring forward today is a message of love, as usual, because that is the only message that is possible on this planet at this moment, or any moment. And what we would like to bring forward today is the message that there's nothing here to worry about for all of you. What you are going through at this moment is a lot of surface issues. There are conflicts on the surface. There is an analogy that is brought up many times with this being, and that is about the ocean. That the top of the ocean, on top of the ocean, you see the waves, and you see all of these whirlpools and all of these things happening. But if you go down deeper into the ocean, there's peace, and there is complete and utter silence. There is peace down there. And that is the truth of what is going on right now. So what we could say is that peace is going on now. If you ask what is really going on now, we would tell you. We would say that peace is going on. And peace is getting bigger and bigger because you are learning how to realize that it's there. And you're also learning that you are what you associate yourself with, because you are creative beings. You are here creating the world that you want to see. And many of you are living in worlds that you don't want to see. And that is because you created that world. And this is something that many people do not want to hear, that they created their experience, but it is true. And the sooner you begin to accept that and understand that, the sooner you can start to change it for the better. But you have to own up. You have to take responsibility. Take responsibility for all of the things in your life, all of the things that are going well, all of the things that are going wrong. Take responsibility. They are all lessons there. They're there for you to learn something. So why did you do this? What did you create? What you created was a mirror for you to see yourself in. So you are seeing yourself, and you're seeing the parts of you that you don't want to see. Sometimes when you're in the bathroom, the lighting is not so good. It doesn't make you look very well. But look at yourself, see how you look. Look at all of the wrinkles and all of the spots and love it. Love it, and understand why they're there and what's the reason for them. So when things happen in your life, they all happen for a reason. There is a mirror, there is a shadow of you out in the world. So whenever you see something that you don't like, you might be seeing a part of yourself that you don't like, a part of yourself that you would like to change. So before you start to look outside yourself and judge those things you see, understand that you're seeing yourself. This is a reflection of you. So everything that you're seeing is a beautiful lesson. And this universe is not judging you for this. This universe is just providing a mirror for you so that you can understand where you are, and so you can bring yourself to where you want to be. That is all that is happening in this universe, in this world, in this beautiful time that you're living in. And so just taking responsibility just means understanding, that might be a reflection of me. This must be a part of me that is not loving, and it is being shown to me out there in the world. So even on the larger scale, you have these wars that are going on. You have these conflicts that are going on. By you not addressing the mirror, not addressing the shadow, you are not helping. You are contributing to these wars. But once you start looking at the shadow, once you start accepting what it is that is you, what it is that is yours, that you see the world reflected, world of you reflected out. Once you start to see that, you can start to shift and change. And that is how change is affected on this planet. You are taught that change is affected in different other ways in your history. Your history is written in a certain way to make you think that you have to do certain things in order to get certain things. And that is part of the trick. You have to change yourself in order to change the world that you see. That is the trick. There is no other trick than this. And this is not a trick. It is just the nature and the law of this universe that you're living in. So all you need to do is start to change yourself. But first you have to see yourself, all of yourself, and accept it and understand it and love it. And then you can start to forgive and start to change and start to bring your heart to a higher dimension, a higher dimension of love. We are that one that you know of as sanatkumara. All right. So yeah. All right. um, and then I'd like to just go into a bit of a pocket of peace. And today I've got my Tibetan bowl, and it's the G bowl. Whoops. Yeah, it's the G bowl. And this is the bowl that I always use a lot for my morning meditation, chakra meditations and stuff. It's really good. It's very charged. So let's do it. Let's do a pocket of peace for us, seeing, so that we can see everything. We can see ourselves and everything and love it, and just understand that it's okay, that we're okay. All right, here we go. So I'd like you guys to take a few deep breaths. Hold it. Breathe it out. One more time. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. All right. So I'd like you to imagine that you are surrounded by the light of unconditional love. It surrounds you and it just makes you feel so comfortable. You're protected. You're safe. Nothing can hurt you here. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to regret. There's no future. There's no past. There's only this beautiful time right now. Your connection with all that is. Your connection with Source, with love. And just feel this energy. It feels so good. This is unconditional love, so you don't have to do anything to get this love. This love is your birthright. You've had this love from before you were born. You'll have it after you leave, throughout all of your lives, future, past, parallel. It's always there. You're always loved unconditionally. And then just expand this energy out into your room. So the windows, the floors, the chairs, the ceilings, everything is just covered with love. And love is happiness, and happiness is peace, and peace is love, and they're all one and the same. So you're just feeling this hope now. All of this hope, everything you see fills you with hope. And everything in your room is filled with hope as well, both inanimate and animate. Good. Now just expand this out into your town or your city. Imagine your whole city is just covered in love now. All the places that you usually go in your city, they're all covered with love. Your cars, your trains, your buses, your subways, your restaurants, your stores, they're all covered in love, and so are all the people. And everyone is just hope. Imagine that. Everyone just looks so hopeful. It's like looking back at another time, a golden time that we know existed, where everyone just seemed to be happier, more fulfilled, doing what they love to do, and having enough time to do what they love to do. And just imagine, look at the smiles on everyone's faces, and just so happy, and just seeing them walking through your city or your town, just seeing everyone's faces just brings you so much joy. It's just, wow. God, they're so happy. We're all so happy. We're all doing this. We're all bringing this higher dimension down to this planet. And then just imagine everyone around the whole world now. Everyone around the whole world is covered with this light of love. Wow, what a beautiful love. And everything's just moving so smoothly. Everyone's just so happy. Around the world, everywhere you go, it's just, people are waving to you, big old smiles. Everyone's just happy. Whatever they're doing it because they love it so much, with all of their heart. They're so dedicated to it because they know what they're doing. They know they're bringing heaven onto earth because they're following their hearts. Our hearts are connected to heaven. Heaven is love. Heaven is Source. We are heaven. And we're just bringing that down here. So just everyone around the world is just feeling so good, feeling so at peace, so at ease. So this is Pocket of Peace for day 165, 8 o'clock Japan Standard Time, and early or late, wherever it is you are in the world. I hope you are all hopeful and happy and have big smiles, and you're doing exactly what you love to do. And even if you're not, I wish you so much happiness and so much love. And I'm sorry about the technical difficulties in the beginning and in the middle, and sorry about that. It's just the nature of these things. But yes, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow. So ciao for now.